Hey, ladies. Okay, so I don't get too much into the relationship stuff on YouTube, but this Dr. Umar clip was just too good to pass up because there's a major lesson that I want you to get from me. And it's something that other people are not saying that you, as an upwardly mobile Black woman that follows this channel, I want you to be aware of and think about. So, in case you've been living under a rock and you don't know what's happening, Dr. Umar went to Australia. He had a conversation with a very beautiful Black woman who was upwardly mobile, and he had something to say with regards to Black women financially investing in a man in order to level him up. And he's specifically speaking to the upwardly mobile professional Black woman when he talks about this. So I have three pieces of this to show you. The third piece that I'm going to show you, part three, I want you to pay attention to the girl's face, and I'm going to stop it in the frame because when I saw that, I said, oh, yeah, okay, she is aware that Dr. Umar is on some BS as well. Now, I will admit that I did watch a little bit further on with regards to this conversation, and then Dr. Umar did say some stuff with regards to how Black men need to operate. That did make sense. But this is the part that everyone's talking about that is super controversial. So let's put the King Kong of consciousness himself up here on the screen, Dr. Umar, and we're going to listen to three different sections of this conversation. Let's hear it.
A Black man has to work twice as hard to get half as much. So although I can appreciate the financial equity, but if you are a doctor, a lawyer, an engineer as an African woman in Australia or America or the UK or Toronto or Johannesburg, looking for a Black man who has financial equity with your type of career success, that's going to be difficult. You might got to tone it down a little bit. What I find as a therapist who works with couples, married, divorced, and otherwise, too often Black women prioritize a man's income over his masculinity, meaning he can provide. He's willing to help with those children. He will nurture you, look out for you, but he might not be able to put you in a Mercedes. He might not be able to help you with that $1 million mortgage. And I've seen Black women turn down good men, very good men, because he didn't have the economics, but he had everything else.
Now, girl, why did you say, You know he was on some BS, and you showed it later on, not even 5 minutes later. But we're going to keep on listening to this.
Sisters need to be careful not to fall into this European narrative of judging men primarily by how much they make.
Okay, let's talk about this because this is the first thing that I've wanted to point out to you. Do not judge men, according to Dr. Umar, by primarily how much they make. I am going to suggest to all of my upwardly mobile Black women here, especially the ones who want to have children with these men, or if you live in a state where if you marry him or if you cohabitate with him too long, he has the right to get alimony from you and take assets from you. I'm especially talking to you. Dr. Umar said we should not judge a man by how much they make. I'm going to say to you that I agree with him. You should judge a man by his skills and his networks. You should judge a man by his skills and his networks. The reason when Dr. Umar starts talking about the fact that you should give the man $700 a month for 12 to 24 months, the reason why he could be living with you and still cannot come up with $700 on his own is because he doesn't have the skills or the networks to do it. That's a big thing that the supermajority of people, in fact, I haven't heard anybody say it. They just say, it's ridiculous. But the reason why he can't come up with the 700 is because he doesn't have the skills or the networks to do it. If he had the skills, with regards to his income, and if you are living with somebody and she's a doctor and he's, I don't know, a plumber, for example, he's going to be able to come up with $700 a month to fund his own dreams. So the issue is not the fact that he's not making a lot of money, that she's a doctor or she's an engineer and he's a plumber, and he doesn't make a lot of money. The issue is that he is unskilled labor. Okay. So let's keep listening. I'm going to go to 1701 here. And she's a very beautiful woman as well. So, the men cannot drag her for that as well. So she's talking to Dr. Umar. Let's continue to hear what she's saying.
Problem. If you met a man who made half of what you made or a third of what you made, but he had a financial vision of an empire, a business, some sort of an entrepreneurial undertaking.
See, I think that's dangerous.
Okay. He's starting off by saying he makes half of what you make. Well, if you make 200 and he makes 100, he should be able to come up with $700 a month, unless he has kids or unless he has super bad credit, right? If you make 60 and he makes 30, then no, he's not going to be able to come up with $700 a month. But is he spending $700 a month on having a podcast? Or is he spending $700 a month on becoming an appliance repair person? And then the truth is, and you all got to see her face. You got to see her face. I'm going to show it to you when I show part 3 of what's done here, because she knows Umar is on some BS. She's on the right track by saying that through case studies and through history is not smart. And we have a lot of these influencer men, from the late Kevin Samuels to Dr. Umar to some of these other men here, really trying to drill this message into the upwardly mobile Black woman. But let's keep listening to what he's saying here. This is the spot where he's talking about giving the man $700 a month. Here we go.
Stay with me.
I think that's dangerous.
Let me finish it, and then I want you to respond.
Okay, actually, I'm going to start it over again here. So I'm going to come back to 1701. Here we go. Let's listen to this again.
Problem. If you met a man who made half of what you made or a third of what you made, but he had a financial vision of an empire, a business, some sort of an entrepreneurial undertaking.
See, I think that's dangerous.
Stay with me.
I think that's dangerous.
Let me finish it, and then I want you to respond. And he needed you to help invest in his dream. And he gave you a definitive timeline. He said, give me 12 months or 24, no more than that. If you invest in me, I promise you what I'm going to build will equal where you are. Would you have a problem investing in him?
What does investing in him mean?
Let's say he needed $700 a month to help fuel this dream. He needed $700 for 24 months. Could you do it? You're reluctant.
I am reluctant because what's the guarantee?
There is no guarantees in
There are no guarantees in love. He's going to say that. There are no guarantees in love. She's asking, what's the guarantee? There are no guarantees in love. You may say, well, you know what? I want to have my name on all the paperwork. I'm usually a paperwork person, right? There are plenty of ways that people are able to squirm out of paperwork, unless you are married and you hire a forensic accountant to go through everything that he is amassing and has amassed. Okay. But this was the part that everybody talked about with the $700. Now I want you to see her face, because I didn't see a lot of people talk about this. Well, the few people that I saw, they didn't mention her face at this specific point. So I'm going to play this section for you, and I'm going to stop it so that you can see her face at a specific point when she's like, yeah, he's on some BS, but he's a guest here. So let me not cut up. Here we go.
It's never that. It's never that they don't want to invest. It's actually the opposite. Black women are willing to be in relationships with men that are still leveling up, that are still working their way up. And then
yet you were reluctant. So why are they different from you?
Well, maybe because I've been through that and now I'm not trying to do that right now. Do you know what I mean? I've been through a relationship where I
So
have
you have
supported
helped a man
someone
level.
and it went really badly for me. You know what I mean? So for me now, I don't need to coddle a man and be there, and I've worked my way up the
Investing in a
same
man
way.
is not coddling.
I don't think you need to invest. I don't think it's necessary in that way.
Because you
Why
have
is it only
Eurocentric
but why is it only
expectations.
financial investment?
Say that again.
Why is it only financial
Well,
investment?
no, that's what he's asking for, because at the end of the day, you just said yourself, financial equity is a major concern for women.
That's because he ain't got no money. And the reason he doesn't have any money because he doesn't have skills and networks. But let's keep listening.
So it has to be financial equity or investment, because that's what a lot of women are looking for from their men. Y'all want economic parity, and I don't have a problem with y'all wanting economic parity. I'm simply
Look at her face right here. I didn't see anybody else point this out, but she comes in, she's looking at somebody like, can I say it? She's looking at somebody like, Negro, please. Does anybody else see this? Oh my goodness. When I saw her face like this, I was like, okay, I'm going to do a video about this. Let's keep listening to what he's saying, though, because he's got another 20 seconds.
saying, with the obstacles facing black men in Australia, the US, or any other white society, it comes with a lot of obstacles for us to get there. And it's unrealistic to expect me to be where you are when you are not considered the threat that I am.
Stopping right there. Black women are not considered the threat that Black men are. This may have to be something I talk about on things I can't say on YouTube. But skills and networks, ladies. Your technical skills, your soft skills, your multicultural networks, your financial literacy, your resources. Same thing for him. If you're talking about marrying and or having children with this man, because if you're giving a man $700 a month, there needs to be some sort of an end game with regard to marriage and or having a family with him. Otherwise, why are you giving him $700 a month unless it's a gift? What is $700 a month times 2 years? Let me put my calculator here really quickly. $700 times 24 months is $16,800. I'm going to give a man $16,800. Yeah. So what you can do, I should have pulled this up. Tell him to come and get an SBA microloan. These microloans are available to almost anybody, even if you have terrible credit. And tell him when he has his skills and his networks together, you will see him on the other side. So anyway, that's Dr. Umar. That's what he's over here talking about. But my favorite, I'm going to come over here again and show you all this young lady's face. Let's see here. I'm going to replay this so you all can see her face.
Asking for, because at the end of the day, you just said yourself, financial equity is a major concern for women. So it has to be financial equity or investment, because that's what a lot of women are looking for from their men. Y'all want economic parity, and I don't have a problem with y'all wanting economic parity. I'm simply,
look at her face. She's like, you have got to be kidding. All right, ladies, hit the like button. Take care.